Hello Gemstars, welcome to your English class. Students, today we are going to begin with another topic from grammar transformation of sentences. Go through the video carefully to understand how to transform sentences from one kind to the other. Now students, in the English language there are mainly three types of sentences as we've studied earlier: the simple sentence, the compound sentence and the complex sentence. A simple sentence, as you must be remembering, has just one clause. A complex sentence has one main clause and one or more than one subordinated clauses, and a compound sentence has more than one main clause that is joined with a coordinating conjunction. Now, in this chapter, we shall understand how to transform sentences from one kind to another. We can change a simple sentence into a compound or a complex sentence. Now, this is usually done by expanding a word or a phrase into a clause. From a simple sentence, when we have to change into the complex, we usually expand a word or a phrase into a clause. Similarly, we can change a complex or a compound sentence into a simple sentence. How will we do this? This is done by reducing a clause into a word or a phrase. So that is the formula. When you have to change it into complex, you expand it. And when you have to change it back into the simple sentence, you have to contract the phrase or the clause. Now observe the following sentence. It is too late to start a new lesson. As you can see, this sentence has just one clause and therefore it is a simple sentence. The number of clauses in a sentence is equal to the number of finite verbs that are there in that particular sentence. Note over here that two infinitives and ing forms are not finite verbs. We are talking of finite verbs over here. Now, students understand that the following are the sentences that can be transformed. We can change the following types of sentences. Number one, there can be an interchange of the degrees of comparison. There can be interchange of affirmative and exclamatory sentence. There can be an interchange of affirmative and negative sentence. Conversion of simple sentences to compound sentences. Conversion of simple sentences to complex is also possible, and interchange of to to so that. So these are the transformations that can be done. Now look at the following examples of interchange of the degrees of comparison. In case the sentence in the positive degree is, I am as strong as he, it can be written in the comparative form as, he is not stronger than I. The adjective strong from the positive degree is changed to the comparative degree. Next example, no other metal is as useful as iron. To change it into the comparative, we can write it as, iron is more useful than any other metal. And in the superlative degree, it can be written as, iron is the most useful of all metals. Now let's look at the examples. Interchange of degrees of comparison. Change the degrees of comparison without changing the meaning. The first one, Helen was more beautiful than any other woman, can be written in the positive as, no other woman was so beautiful as Helen. The airplane flies faster than birds. Birds do not fly as fast as airplanes. Hyderabad is one of the biggest of Indian cities. Very few Indian cities are as big as Hyderabad. Some beans are as nutritious as meat. Meat is not nutritious than some beans. Akbar was one of the greatest of Indian kings. Akbar was greater than most other Indian kings. Note over here, children, that when we are changing a sentence from one form to the other, we take care that the basic meaning of the sentence does not change in any kind. Now, to interchange the affirmative and exclamatory. In the exclamatory, if the sentence is how beautiful this garden is, it can be written in the affirmative as this garden is very beautiful. Next example, how nice Dhoni played. Dhoni played really nice. What a tasty ice cream. Ice cream is extremely tasty. Now the next step, interchange of affirmative and negative. Affirmative sentence, Brutus loved Caesar. Negative becomes, Brutus was not without love for Caesar. Note over here that the meaning of the sentence remains the same. Next example, they are not happy in life. They are unhappy in life. The first was negative with a not in it. We have used the opposite of not happy, of happy, that is unhappy. So they are unhappy in life is the affirmative sentence. Now let's take up more examples of interchange of affirmative and negative sentences. Affirmative, I was doubtful whether it was you. The negative of it would be, I was not sure that it was you. Next example, affirmative, everybody was present. So the same thing can be written in the negative as nobody is absent or was absent. Further, all cheered. There was no one who did not cheer. In this way, negative sentences can be changed into affirmative sentences. Now, let us study the conversion of simple sentences to compound sentences. The simple sentence, he must work hard to make up for the lost time. It can be written in the compound as he must work hard and make up for the lost time. Next, in spite of his hard work, he did not succeed. It can be written in the compound as he worked hard, yet he did not succeed. Now let's study a few more examples of conversion of simple sentences to the compound. Little J sat in a corner eating his Christmas cake can be written as Little J sat in a corner and ate his Christmas cake. He must resign on pain of public dismissal. He must resign or he will be publicly dismissed. Owing to the drought, the crop is short. There is a drought, so the crop is short. The men had not completed their work by sunset. The sun set, and yet the men had not completed their work. In spite of several efforts, he failed. He made several efforts but failed. So you will notice over here that in the answers, in the second part of the sentences, the compound sentences have been formed by using coordinating conjunctions, and both the clauses are independent clauses. Now let us see examples of converting simple sentences into complex sentences. In the simple sentence, the prince was to be found in the hottest battle. The prince was to be found where the battle was the hottest is the complex form of it. Second, I rejoice at his good fortune can be written as I rejoice that he has good fortune. Considering the difficulties of his position, he has acted admirably. If we consider the difficulties of his position, he has acted admirably. So over here you see, children, in the complex sentences, one is the main clause and the other is the dependent clause. Next example, allowing him alone, the rest of us waited outside can be written in the complex form as he alone entered while the rest of us waited outside. Next, not feeling well, he decided to lie down. As he was not feeling well, he decided to lie down. Now next, transformation of sentence. The nature of the sentences can be changed without changing the meaning of the sentences. Sentences that contain the adverb to, T-O-O-to. For example, my friend is too rich to be helped. You can see how the transformation of sentence containing the adverb to takes place without changing the meaning of the sentence. My friend is so rich that he cannot be helped. Let's take up the next example. The news is too good to be true can be written as the news is so good that it cannot be true. Now you can see how the transformation of the sentence takes place in the following version without changing the meaning of the sentence. Let's study a few more examples. He is too proud to beg. He is so proud that he will not beg. He is never too late to mend. It is never too late to mend. Can be written as it is not so late that it cannot be mended. He is too ignorant for the post of a postman. Can be written as he is so ignorant that he is not suitable for the post of a postman. This shirt is too small for me. This shirt is so small that it is not suitable for me. He speaks too fast to be understood. Can be written as he speaks so fast that he cannot be understood. So students, these were the rules of transformation of sentences from one type to the other. Do bear in mind that whenever we transform a sentence from one kind to the other, the meaning of the basic sentence has to remain the same. It mustn't change. So students, I hope all of you have understood the ways to transform a sentence from one kind to another. In case of any doubts, you can post in the comment section of the Google Classroom. Till then, stay safe. God bless you all.